Hey, everybody. It's Dave Cooper Live. I'm trying to get my camera sorted here. Man, sorry, everybody. I'm really running tight on everything today. It's been a heck of a trip, but we are in Washington, D.C. We are live on 3 locations, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook today. And today is a really, really special day because we are going to kick off the conversation of what's happening next week for Building Systems Week. And as you can see on screen with me, I have Tiffany McCall, who is the chair of the Building Systems Council, and I have Devin Perry from the National Associations of Home Builders. Welcome, both of you.
Thanks, Dave.
Yeah, thanks, Dave. Happy to be here.
Yeah, I'm glad to have you guys here. This is exciting. We have such a wide panel of people coming on next week to talk about building systems, regardless whether it's modular, volumetric, panels, SIPs, concrete, you name it. We kind of cross the board on everything. And if I miss something, Devin, you can let me know. But I think today is really exciting because we get to actually talk about what this week's all about, what it means for the both of you who have put so much effort into pulling this together, and what it's really doing for the future of offsite. So, and I think my hat's off to you. If I had one, I'd take it off and show you, other than my bald head. So with that said, hit that like and share button right now. We're going to hop into this, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel. All right, Tiffany. I'm definitely starting off with you on this one. You put a lot of effort into helping organize this along with Devin and so many others. Why don't you kind of just give us your viewpoint real quick?
Well, I think the Building Systems Week is excellent for anyone in the offsite construction business or thinking about getting into the business. There's a great lineup of all different topics crossing all different types of manufacturing methods. So I think there'll be a lot of information there that everybody can take back and put into their business. Yeah,
I love it. And Devin, I mean, hey, you've been tried and true at the NAHB for quite a few years now, and you've kind of been the king leader of really helping grow the Building Systems Council. And I think everybody really needs to be aware of how much effort and time you have helped to get the Building Systems Council to where it is today, and how much you work with all the members, to include myself. Can you tell us a little bit about your thoughts and where this is headed?
Yeah, absolutely, David. And really, the thanks goes out to the members. I'm there directing the ship at their discretion, and that rings true with Building Systems Week as well. We have multiple Building Systems Council members presenting, sharing their expertise, which is going to be just terrific. And like you say, covering a wide range of offsite construction topics and methods. And for those of you who aren't familiar with the Building Systems Councils out there, we are NAHB's home, the National Association of Home Builders, home for offsite construction. We represent builders, manufacturers, and suppliers of the modular, panelized, concrete, and log and timber home industries. And Dave and Tiffany, like you mentioned, we'll be covering all of those during Building Systems Week, which is September 21st through the 25th.
Yeah. All right. Love it. All right. So listen, everyone, I am currently in Washington, D.C. right now. That's why I don't have my nice suit jacket on. I was all worried. Ran in the doors. D.C. traffic is worse than I thought. But nonetheless, we are here, and I'm in the hotel room. We're here because, one of the members of the Building Systems Council and some of the panelists for the Building Systems Week that's coming up, they have a very large set going on with the Modular Mobilization Coalition this week, and we're here to cover that in DC, and we're really looking forward to it. And really, it's really what's kicking off our first panel. Is that correct, Devin?
Yeah, that's correct. On Monday, the 21st, and the large majority of Building Systems Week webinars will be occurring from 2 to 3 p.m. Eastern time. But Dave, that is right. Vaughn Buckley and the Modular Mobilization Coalition will be presenting. And let me make sure I've got the right title here. Don't want to mislead anybody, so just bear with me here. But it's bringing a fractured industry together, the Modular Mobilization Coalition. And as Dave alluded to, there's a project going on in Washington, D.C. right now, actually just a few blocks away from the National Association of Home Builders. So that's very exciting. But the modular project has gone from paper to vertical construction in about 90 days. And it's a multifamily project. So Truly amazing. Happy to give the Modular Mobilization Coalition an opportunity to explain their organization, what they're putting together, and how this project came together.
Yeah, for sure. And it'll be a lot of fun to listen to their presentation, because in an industry, like the title says, that's, for the most part been pretty fractured. It's now starting to form together, which is absolutely amazing. And I know, Tiffany, you're seeing it from your end, sitting there at the top of the chair. The interest in what we're doing is growing leaps and bounds over the last year. And really, since COVID has really hit, it's really even grown even more. How important, Tiffany, is it for us as an industry to start really pulling together as one and start supporting each other?
Well, Dave, I think it's an extremely important factor for our industry. As you mentioned, there's a lot of things that have arisen out of the COVID factor, and one being to mobilize and provide construction units as needed quickly, which offsite construction is the only form of construction that can accomplish that and be able to have it up and ready to utilize in just a very short period of time.
Sure. Well, and I mean, we're going to learn so much more about this next week. So this is why we're talking about it. All right, Devin, why don't you start walking us through what the schedule's looking like for everybody?
Absolutely. So we've talked about Monday's presentation, again, bringing a fractured industry together, the Modular Mobilization Coalition. And just a quick update on the format of that session. What will occur is we're going to have a video walking folks through the modular construction process, and that will feature the multifamily project that's being constructed in DC as we speak. And afterwards, Vaughn Buckley, like we mentioned, and Colby Swanson, who is the director of the Modular Mobilization Coalition, will be on hand to take a live Q&A. So it'll be an opportunity to, again, ask questions, get answers directly from the leaders of the coalition. So it should be a great opportunity. I'm going to move on to Tuesday, September 22nd, and that is when we have a pair of presentations that are really geared towards home builders that want to learn more about adopting offsite construction techniques for their business. The first is panelized construction versatility for every project. That's going to be from 10:30 to 11:30 a.m., again, all times Eastern, on Tuesday. And we have a pair of presenters. Many of you are familiar with Dan Mitchell of Eagle CDI Inc. He's going to walk us through wood-based panelized building systems, covering everything from structural insulated panels to log and timber home packages. And then a former chairman of the Building Systems Council. In fact, Dan Mitchell's a former chair as well, now that I think of it. But Mike Weber of the Euclid Chemical Company will be walking the audience through concrete-based panelized building systems. And just like we talked about with the presentation on Monday, there'll be a Q&A afterwards where people will be able to direct questions to our panelists. And something I'm really excited about on the 22nd, not only are we going to give you an overview of these building systems, there's going to be information on how to find local providers in your area. And so there's some opportunities through the Building Systems Councils and other organizations we partnered with to, again, find wood or concrete-based manufacturers that can serve your home building business. Also on the 22nd, that afternoon from 2 to 3 p.m., Ken Semler from Impreza Modular will be presenting first-time success with modular construction. Something we've heard often as a council is that a home builder will try an offsite construction technique, whether that be modular construction or panelized, and they'll have difficulty with that first build, and they'll abandon the construction method afterwards. And that's the great thing about this presentation. For those of you know, Ken, he's been building homes with modular construction for over 25 years. So he's going to provide the audience the tips and tricks you need to have success your first time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, all of these, not just Ken, but when you get with Dan Mitchell and others that are on these panels, they've all been in this industry for quite some time, and they've all given a lot of their personal time to help grow this industry. And I think that's really important for people to understand. These aren't paid for gigs. These are people that really truly care about what we're doing and why we're doing it. And when you get involved, you really understand how important it is. Even for me as a smaller builder that came into this years ago, it wasn't until I really got involved that I truly understood the power and the importance of what the Building Systems Council and the NAHB does to protect us, protect our rights, and fight to, not overburden us with things. And I think from a governmental stance.
Yeah, no, absolutely, Dave. And, it's amazing how many members we have that are in different parts of the industry. And I think about my fellow panelist today, Tiffany McCall. Not only is she with the residential warranty company, she's part of a home building business as well. So you have a lot of members at NEHB and the BSC specifically that are involved with multiple aspects of the offsite construction industry.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. So Tiffany, here we go. I know you're being humble today and you're being quiet here in the corner, but truly, I mean, you're with RWC Warranty. You also are a builder. You and your family have a building company in Pennsylvania, and you're the chair of the Building Systems Council. And ever since I've been a part of the council, you have always been here. So, I think it's amazing that everybody understands that. And I love the fact that we have you as a leader for this year. It's hard shoes to fill, Ken Semler last year. So, but
big shoes.
Yeah, well, they are big shoes, literally big shoes. But yeah, absolutely. Great. All right. So, we have the panelized construction versatility for every project. I think that's going to be a great program because modular is not for everybody. It's not for every project. So this is why we're covering offsite as a whole. So everybody understands that. And then you're absolutely right with Ken Semler. You're going to learn from somebody who's building all over the country, islands, you name it. The guy's seen it and has done it. And I think that's super, super impressive as well. All right. Sake of time, let's keep rocking and rolling here. What else you got, Devin?
Yeah. So on the 23rd, which is Wednesday, I'm very excited about this presentation. It's the impact of modular and panelized construction on affordable housing. And if you're involved with the home building industry, affordable housing is a huge topic right now. So in relation to that, the NAHB's National Housing Endowment provided a grant for, it ended up going to Eric Holt at the University of Denver and his research team to study just that, the impact of modular and panelized construction on affordable housing. We've been working with Eric to get in front of our members, ask questions. He was with us last year on site at the Building Systems Housing Summit. He also attended MHBA's annual meeting, which I believe was that same week as well. So he is and his team have again done the necessary legwork to really explore the issue of affordable housing in relation to modular and panelized construction. And again, they've been working on it for over a year. And they're going to debut their report with us again on Wednesday, the 23rd. And again, if I didn't mention already, that is 2 to 3 p.m. Eastern as well.
Right. And so everybody understands in the ticker below is where you can register. Registration is free, by the way. This is not a sales pitch to earn money. It is free to sign up, to learn, to understand what's going on with offsite construction. We have top speakers from all over the country joining us for this. And we have the University of Denver, right? Eric Holt, who I've gotten to speak with many times over. Their whole university, the students within his group, they're really spending a lot of time studying all of this information with this grant and in partnership with the NAHB. So it'll be real interesting to see what he comes out with.
Yeah, no, absolutely, Dave. And we've partnered up with universities before. I might recall, I believe it was about 18 months ago. We were in conversations with the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT, for a study they were conducting on offsite construction for a disaster relief, again, tied to FEMA. So exploring, again, the use of permanent structures as opposed to temporary constructors in post-disaster areas.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you know what? I think once the education, the universities and the higher education get involved, that's great because that means students are involved. That means the younger generation is learning about what we have going on. So the more universities that we can have getting involved and talking about offsite construction and studying offsite construction only helps all of us. It brings some of those smart minds into our industry.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Love it. Love it. Okay, moving on. What do we have next?
Yeah, so on Thursday, and if you've attended a building systems housing summit, you're very familiar with this speaker. It's Ed Hudson of the Home Innovation Research Labs, and he'll be presenting the impact of modular and panelized. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm reading on the 23rd. Moving on to the 24th, again, that Thursday, builder attitudes towards systems built construction. And this is a really neat survey that Ed and the Home Innovation Research Lab conducts yearly. For us. He'll go out and survey about 300 builders on their thoughts on, again, panelized, modular, log and timber, and it'll even be segmented down from that. It'll go trusses to SIPs, but see not only in the immediate future if builders are planning to adopt these building systems, but if they plan on using them more in the next 5 years as well. So he'll take that data, like I said, break it down along those lines. He'll also break it up by region and builder type. So if you are a systems built manufacturer and you're wondering, what direction what products home builders are looking for from offsite providers, again, please join us on Thursday to take advantage of that session.
Yeah, Tiffany. So, I mean, you're on the front lines in many aspects, right? You're volunteering your time on as the chair of the on the builder subcommittee, System Built Council. You're on the front lines in the trenches, building houses with your family, and you're on the warranty side of this. So you're seeing it from different fronts. How do you see the impact of everything that's happening with COVID, and what is the impact on offsite construction and the growth? Are you seeing a greater awareness? Not only from manufacturers and builders, but also on the consumer side?
There is a greater awareness, and consumers today have the luxury of the internet. So from the building side that I do, we see a lot of homeowners coming in with lots of information. They're curious. They certainly all appreciate the aspects of the saving of time and in many cases dollars to build with offsite construction. It is a learning process. It is something that all builders within our industry have to be able to convey to their customers. And as you and Jennifer have done so many times on your segment on your show, is present all of the valuable resources that are available with offsite construction for homeowners to end up with their dream home very simply. Without a lot of time and effort wasted. I hate to say that because I know we do have regular, site constructed builders that will listen in, but when time is of the essence, sometimes it's a matter of location. And the same with the new coalition, that they're able to put homes and buildings in places that site built might not be able to effectively construct in some of those places.
Yeah, for sure. I'm looking forward to seeing this set here tomorrow, like you were talking about. This is a multi-family, and DC's congested. I'm finding out the hard way today, but I think it's going to be great. And Devin, before we get into really the state of the construction industry, because I had Tiffany kind of starting going down that path, you mentioned that there's going to be a resource for builders, suppliers, people to network, people to find who's in their area. Just that alone is worth signing up for this. Just that alone. So can you elaborate a little bit more on that?
Absolutely. We have two fabulous resources we're going to share with our registrants next week. One is directly through the building systems councils. We have a online form where you can go, fill out your location, what type of construction method you're interested in adopting. And so that information is collected and sent out to the Building Systems Council's members that are applicable to the information you filled out, and they will reach out and contact you directly if they serve the area you're building in, and you can sift through your different options. So again, very easy. You fill out the form and people contact you. So it couldn't be simpler. Two, about a year ago, we teamed up with the Housing Innovation Alliance to build an offsite construction heat map, which really neat project, kind of the first of its kind in the offsite construction industry, where you can go to their website. And again, I believe that's housinginnovationalliance.com. Find the heat map, and it's a really interactive setup. They have a map of the country there, and you can zoom in on your area and find the manufacturers, and again, whether that be SIPs, modular, the different types of concrete, offsite concrete construction that can meet your needs. So again, very interactive, easy to use, and we'll be sharing more details during Building Systems Week.
No, I think it's absolutely great, but you're right. You're going to be able to find everything from component people to certified framers all the way through modular volumetric. So Outstanding. All right. We got a couple. Let's go to the audience and say hello to a few people. We good with that?
Yeah.
I thought you would be. Yeah. All right. We have Craig Campbell. Oh, look at that. We're all the way in the UK today. Afternoon from the UK. Thanks for joining us, Craig. Really appreciate it. Surfs up in California, according to Jerry McCahey. What's happened, Jerry? I don't know if you should be surfing. You're pretty busy. Shouldn't you be working? You know what? He would bust my chops. I love it. Great outfit that's doing great things. Shane McNutt from Nudo. Good afternoon, Shane. Good to see you. We have Joel Hutchins. Good afternoon. Splash Modular. Oh, man, we're really traveling around the world. We are getting way overseas. Hi, guys. Great to hear the updates. Alistair Sawyer. Good to see you, Alistair. Alistair's over Vietnam, that whole area over there, which is great. Doing all modular and offsite construction and potentially doing some work here in the States soon. So come and see us, and please show up next week. We would love to have you. We have Dr. Brent Musson tuning in. What's happening, Dr. Brent Musson? Always looking forward to your feedback and Eric Holt's feedback. And we have Miles Biggs joining us, Biggs Ideas. Oh, they're rolling in now. Everybody wants them. And then we got Tim Seams. What's happening, Tim? Hello from the Treehouse. Great to hear about BSC Week. Looking forward to the resources. All right, do you guys both know Tim Seams? Yes.
Yeah. I got that.
He really is in a treehouse. That's not a joke.
I didn't know. That's fantastic.
He's either always shows up from his Airstream or trailer, or he's in a treehouse. It's a nice treehouse. So, all right. Love it. Well, listen, everybody, thanks for joining us. Please like and share this message. And if each one of you could please just reach out to somebody that you know in our industry, send them the registration link, tell them to show up and join. You might just learn something. Mm-hmm. I will learn something every day. All right. I see Tiffany nodding her head and smiling, so I think she's agreeing with me.
Well, if I can just jump in here.
Yeah.
So just running through the list of those that have joined us today, and many of these people, it would be phenomenal to meet in person, but obviously we're not able to do that. But I have to say, just from tuning in, I feel like I know these people already. We almost need to have, an online party to get to know each other. But that just goes to the advantages we have for Building Systems Week with the internet, that no matter where you are, if there's a session or all of them that are of interest to you, it's extremely simple to join us and take advantage of all the great information that's going to be presented.
Yeah. Go ahead, Deb.
Yeah, and Dave, one other thing I want to mention. So clearly the main attraction for Building Systems Week is the webinar series, but keep in mind, we'll also be adding content on NAHB Now, which is the official blog of the National Association of Home Builders. When I saw Jerry with Integra, it reminded me that I believe it's next week, we'll be publishing a story about panelized construction. We're going to feature, talk about Integra and the Ivory Prizely one for affordable housing, which ties into the Wednesday session as well. So again, in addition to the Building Systems Week webinars, there's going to be additional content on NAHB Now. So please be looking out for that as well.
Yeah, no, I think that's great. And I know we kind of talked a little offline. We're also, even though I'm going to be jumping from one panel to the next, we're also going to try and do some live in between interviews and just kind of some small snippets of what's happening. So we're going to keep with our regular time show at 1 o'clock Monday through Friday. So definitely tune in, and we'll give you some updates from that as well, just so you can know what you're missing. And hopefully if you're not tuning in, you'll tune in the next day, because that's what we're here for.
Yeah.
All right.
Wall-to-wall content.
It is wall-to-wall content. It's NAHB Building Systems Week. That goes for all of us, right?
I like that.
Hey, listen, it's all good information. If it wasn't good information, we wouldn't be putting on this show. I can tell you that. And that's what's valuable here, right? We're only spreading things that are going to help us grow our industry and help us collaborate. So, Tiffany, you want to talk about the State of the Union, as I call it? Is that the right way to say it? Or the state of the construction
We can call
industry?
it a State of the Union. That'll work. Someone will stand up. So we do have the State of the Offsite Construction Industry for next week on Friday, from 2 to 3:30. Convenient, same time. Just follow the bouncing ball for the whole week.
There you go.
And we have a number of people who head up industries associations for all the different types of construction that are going to be discussed for offsite construction. So we have Tom Hardiman from the Modular Home Builders Association and Modular Building Institute, Lionel LeMay, Executive Vice President, Division Head, Structures and Sustainability for the National Ready Mix Concrete Association, Jack Armstrong, Director for the Structural Insulated Panel Association. And many of these people have been in attendance with BSC before, just really combining and sharing information across the ways with all of our members as well. Jesse Lowhouse, not sure how you say that, Executive Director for the Assistant Executive Director for the Structural Building Components Association, and myself, Chair of the NAHB Building Systems Council, and the one and only Dave Cooper to be our moderator and keep us all on track. So we really want this to be an audience driven with questions and answer session. We want everybody participating to have an opportunity to wrap up the week and ask any questions that can impact their business, help them make a decision to move into offsite construction, and provide insights on their respective manufacturing methods. Somebody may have something that is extremely valuable that they could share that we may not have thought of to put in the content. So we really want that to be interactive with everybody so that all the attendees have the opportunity to ask questions, share information, and join us to wrap up the week.
Yeah, I love that. And you know what? I'm going to put a question out there to everybody too. And hopefully everybody that's watching is attending. Are we missing anything? You know, we always want feedback too. You know, what aren't we talking about that maybe is interesting, interests you? Because between now and next week, we might be able to answer some of those questions. So I would love it if you had some comments and some questions. If there's something that we're not talking about on this show today that's being presented at the Building Systems Council Week next week, let us know. And it's always something that we can always take a look at. And I'm sure one of the members will get back to you on an answer for sure. That's what it's all about. And what's really cool? You said Tom Hardiman, right? That's MBI. That's not NAHB. That's Modular Building Institute, right? Modular Home Builders Association. So this really is a collaboration of industry groups coming together to grow it. I mean, listen, we're less than 5%. There's only one way to go but up. And I think there's enough out there for all of us to really, really have a lot of fun doing the right thing and building a better way. So with that said, you want to pick up on where Tiffany left off, Devin?
Yeah, no, sure do. And actually, a point you just made. And Dave, this is really a credit to the members of the building systems councils, because there's a lot of individuals that have memberships across these different associations. And we've really concentrated over the past few years of kind of breaking down those association halos and getting together and working as an industry as opposed to separate parts. So we're always excited when we as a building systems council can highlight the other associations in the industry. And with the BSCs being under the National Association of Home Builders, we're a terrific resource for these other associations to get in front of builders and really share about the offsite construction methods that they represent. Tiffany, I wanted to make 2 points about our panelists for the Friday offsite. State of the Union is all I can think about now, Dave. But the state of the construction industry. A quick shout out to Jess Loesch from the Structural Building Components Association. I saw today he was actually promoted to executive director. So Jess, I don't know if you're congratulations.
Yeah, wonderful.
And also, if you're not aware, it is Professional Women in Building Week at NAHB. And our own Tiffany McCall, she is the second ever female chair of the Building Systems Councils. And she's going to be part of an article that will be posted later this week on NAHB Now. So be on the lookout for that.
That is awesome. That is awesome. So I'm glad you brought that up, Devin. So we'll keep pushing that as well. And Tiffany, when you get that article or wherever it's going to be, let us know because I do think that needs to be celebrated. The more women we have, the further, the faster, faster we will go. I'm getting tongue-tied like Devin now. Once I get in my own head, I'm over. All right. That's just the way it goes. All right. Perfect. All right. So let's move on. Do you guys want to talk more about the state of the construction industry, or should we get into calling all builders and developers, architects and designers to join our organization?
Yeah. Tiffany, I don't want to speak with you, but I could go into either direction.
It's all very important. We are all member-driven associations. We're all here to support and assist each other. I can speak from experience, and I think Devin and Dave, you'll agree that within these organizations and Building Systems Council being under NAHB, if you have a question or a dilemma or you're looking to get into offsite construction, there is always somebody within our organization willing to talk with you. Mm-hmm. We give of our time. We want to see our offsite construction industry grow. I think we're on the cusp of doing that. It's getting a lot more attention. I know just in my area, and I actually said to my husband, I should be taking pictures and sending them to Dave because there are so many construction projects around me within a 10-mile radius that we have lots of modular, but they're all zip panel. New apartment buildings, new office buildings, and they're all going up with zip panel. And there's a reason that we're seeing that trend in this area because it's a lot more condensed to get your product on the site and get it together. And we know the trades are not what they once were with the number of folks working them. And so again, offsite construction is the answer to some of those dilemmas that we're facing. So we certainly want to see everyone come in and join the fold. And we have lots of individual areas within the council that they can seek advice from like counterparts and take advantage of that.
Yeah, I love it. You gave me a great idea, Tiffany. I think for our building modular episodes that we have on Tuesday that Jennifer hosts, if people have photos and you want to send them in of your projects or what's happening around you in offsite, I think let's highlight what people are doing around the world on a regular basis. I think that'd be a lot of fun. So that's a great idea. Send me those photos, Tiffany. Why'd you even have to think about it? You should just do it.
I will go take them and send them to you.
Just send them in. Let me go over here. We have some more people chiming in over in the comments. I want to just say hello to a few people and then we'll keep going. How's that sound?
That's great.
Oh, Judy Donnell. What's happening, Judy? Devin, I want to talk some more about sharing information and networking with associates to share their professions and wares. So
absolutely.
All right. So if everybody, well, you were going to say who Judy is because I was going to say who Judy is.
I'll provide a little bit of insight, then I'll hand it off to you, David. Judy, in terms of her member participation at NAHB, is kind of what I classify as a super user. She has chaired numerous councils and committees and is very dedicated to the association. So I know you're talking about PWB Week. That's a council that Judy's chaired before. I know she's heavily involved with the associates as well. So great to have her listening today.
Yeah, absolutely. So thank you so much thank you so much, Judy, for joining today.
Mm-hmm.
But absolutely, I mean, she's kind of like in Tiffany's position in some ways. She's ahead of, I think it's 80,000 members, I think, or what have you, that we have on that side. So she has her work cut out for her. But just like you, Tiffany, I mean, she's putting in all of her time. And I don't know if a lot of people know this, and this isn't a plug or anything, but I had no idea 84 Lumber is a woman-owned business. Mm-hmm. I just love it, and Judy's part of that, and I think that's absolutely wonderful. All right, so moving on, Steve Schrader from Hundegger. You guys know Steve Schrader? Steve Schrader, Hundegger Saul, is thinking about getting back into the Building Systems Council. Well, I can tell you right now, Steve, the thinking is over. Right? You just reach out. We're gonna resolve this once and for all. I want to take that weight off your shoulders. So. But hey, listen, this is the thing. When we start seeing people like Steve travels all over the world. Mm-hmm. You know, their saws are in a lot of these manufacturing facilities, Hundegger's, global company. And it's great that they're tuning in and listening to us, because the Building Systems Council is growing, and it's growing fast. So, mm-hmm. Steve, please spread the word. And since you know everybody in the manufacturing world of offsite, tell them they need to join today.
Yeah, and Dave, can I make a quick point? Yeah. You talk about the membership growing, and we are just last week, John Harding from Certainty joined, and they joined for the express purpose of connecting with members and getting to know more about the offsite construction industry. So don't think you have to be involved currently with offsite construction to join. If you're just curious about learning more, whether it be a builder or an associate company, we're happy to have you on board. And as Tiffany mentioned earlier, connect you with the right people.
Absolutely. I mean, that's part of it. It's the networking and communications. Just got to put it out there. Judy said, congratulations, Tiffany.
Thank you, Judy.
All right. And we got Tim Seams comment. Devin collab moments. What about discuss? Sorry, I'm blocking you out, Devin. I'll put myself on the bottom so you can be on top. I'll hide. Devin collab moments. What about discussing one set of dues and fees for MBI, NAHB, HIA? Also, creative ways for hybrid formatting programming like panelization, bath, kitchen, bedroom pods, and a program to help builders bootstrap their own on-site prefab. The strategy is used a lot in Japan and Scandinavia. What do you think about that?
Well, no, Tim, that's very interesting. And, it's we're taking baby steps on the collaboration. I'm sure from a user perspective, it'd be great to offer kind of a one and done membership where you could go online, buy these all at once, and have the funds dispersed to the different organizations. So, as we continue our journey, learning more about together and collaborating in the future, hard to say if something like that would be possible, but certainly something worth exploring.
Yeah, absolutely. Sign me up, Devin.
There you go.
I'm in. All right. There you go. Credit me one, Steve Schrader. Done.
There you go.
Put that on the credit side. All right, perfect. All right, let's get back to business. Enough fun, everybody. Let's talk more shop about what we have going on. So we can get back to either the State of the Union, or we can move forward about calling all builders, architects, designers, developers, whichever one you want to start off with, Devin.
Yeah, no, I think you did a great job capping the Friday session. And again, like I just mentioned, it's terrific to bring all those industry minds together. Not only will you be able to pose your questions, but they'll be sharing the initiatives they're working on as individual organizations to advance the offsite construction industry. And in general, we've talked about the week as well, and a quick heads up about how registration works. I know we have the website scrolling below the screen, but it's a one-stop registration. You click the link, and you enter just a little bit of information, choose the sessions you want to attend, and then we'll follow up with you, via email with we're using the Zoom webinar platform for Building Systems Week, where you'll be able to log on and join us. So we've tried to make this as easy as possible to have as many people as possible participate.
Yeah, I love it. And you know what? That's, again, I want to say it again. If there's something that you want to learn about, or you have a question that you would like us to ask, you can submit them to me now, right? Let's take a look at what they are. Submit your questions for any one of these panels, and hopefully, we'll have time and we can get to everybody's questions. And if not, we will get to them either beforehand or after the panel's over, depending on how busy it is.
Yeah, and Dave, you bring up a good point about content development. The Building Systems Council has multiple avenues to share information. Now I'll kind of touch on-site events. So we have, Building Systems Week occurring later this September, and then we'll turn our attention to the International Builder Show. And for those of you that attended a builder show in the past, we have our Building Systems Council's Lounge, where over the 3 days of the trade show, we'll run over a dozen education sessions about offsite construction. And given the audience at IBS, which is mainly home builders, of course, we'll focus a lot of our attention on teaching people how to adopt these various building systems. That being said, after each one of next week's webinars, we'll be sending out a post-webinar survey, or you'll be able to provide us some feedback, and we'll use that feedback to shape our education, not only at IBS, but through different avenues as well. So again, if you are registered, please let us know what you think about the webinars post-show via those surveys.
Perfect. All right, perfect. So let's get into it. Calling all builders, developers, architects, designers. Tiffany, you want to kick us off?
Sure. We certainly are looking forward to everybody coming in to attend. Whether you're currently involved in offsite construction or not, we want you to stop in, hear what we have to say. The presenters are a wealth of knowledge in the industry, and we're so fortunate to have them joining us to conduct each of the sessions. I know just from different conversations that we welcome the architect and designers into the industry. There's a lot of them that have not experienced offsite construction. And quite often we hear them talking about needing to embrace that. Developers, it's certainly an excellent way for you to create a development, whether it be single family or multifamily or commercial construction. So there's really just something for everybody that's in the construction industry to learn from the event next week.
Yeah. And Tiffany, that's a very good point. We have so many more architects reaching out to us, even on this show, wanting to learn how they switch or how do they collaborate to do offsite, right? How do we move in this direction? Because until, recently, there really hasn't been all that much formal training out there for people to learn how to be an architectural designer for, modular construction or any offsite construction for that matter. So this is a place for designers, architects, draftsmen, whoever or whatever, to come and meet other people that'll teach you, collaborate with you. There's a lot of manufacturers out there looking for skilled architects to collaborate on. They have the knowledge of the manufacturing process. They bring their knowledge and your design ideas and mix them together. That's how you come up with great projects, great ideas, and we transform how we do things. I love it. All right. Hey, did we mention registration is free?
A few times.
I love it. I want everybody to know I'm not paid to do any of this stuff. I just believe in it that much. And I think it's that important that we grow this. And I've been a part of the BSC now for a while. And I want everybody to really understand this is the real deal. And these are real people putting in the hard work. And I think if you can't hear it in my excitement and Tiffany and Devin's excitement, then I don't know. I guess I got to get a pony and ride it and do this.
There you go. Well, speaking about being excited, and have to thank you, Dave, for serving as the moderator, kind of the official voice of Building Systems Week. So we appreciate you volunteering. You've been a great advocate for what we do, whether that be at the Building Systems Housing Summit, through your channels and Dave Cooper Live, the videos you do at IBS. So it's terrific to incorporate you into this event, and really looking forward to it.
Well, I really appreciate being asked to do it. I mean, it's an honor for me. Who would have thought starting these videos years ago just to help grow the industry and grow what we were doing turned into what it turned in. But it's really my pleasure to do this and work with both of you, for sure. Love it. I love it. All right. So why don't you guys kind of give us your idea on what you think the future holds for offsite between now and next year?
Tiffany, you go first.
Thanks, Devin. You pondered
Yeah.
your thoughts. I really do believe that going forward this year, we're going to see a lot more activity in the offsite construction industry. It's no secret that getting tradespeople to work on job sites is becoming more and more difficult. So it is cutting down on your time. And the more builders that we can educate into using that and transitioning into offsite construction is just going to increase that production that we're able to see going on out in the field.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I mean, we have a real issue with housing in the country right now.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and you know, there a lot of people are saying that offsite construction is part of that solution. If we can get our act together, really get our manufacturing down, our production capabilities up and running, and there's so many new production facilities coming, you know, up and running. So, Tiffany, I agree with you. I think everything you said is spot on, and I only see one direction, and that's moving up and really offsite becoming a bigger part of the building industry's future.
Mm-hmm.
How about you, Devin?
Yeah, no, Dave, I think you're seeing a couple factors come together that are advantageous to the offsite construction industry. One, you have the skilled labor issue. Two, you have an incredible need for housing. So putting both of those together, you know, offsite construction is a solution for both of those problems. And for the past, I believe, at least 3 years running, the top concern for home builders has been the lack of skilled labor and trades. So it's being able to kind of seize on that momentum. And thinking about the projects that we've collaborated on, and I mentioned this earlier, but what we did with the Housing Innovation Alliance and that offsite heat map, being able to take a look at the country and see all of the resources out there, which again,